Hey, coming back to you guys. What's up? Happy chest day. Alright guys, today's main focus is going to be chest. Let's be honest with ourselves. Chest and triceps. Mainly chest. Right, so this video is pretty much going to be detailed for hitting that chest and pretty much kind of slowly dividing up how you can hit the chest perfectly to where you get that nice bulletproof chest, like kind of diaphragm that you got. Alright you guys, your chest, let's start with the basics. Your chest is divided into three sections, your upper, mid, and lower. So long story short, these sections are designated with certain movements. Pretty much these movements aren't really hugely different, but they are different in a good sense. Alright, so obviously we're going to get started. So let me tell you how these chest areas are hit perfectly with form. First off, obviously my previous video on stretches for shoulders pretty much applies to this video as well. Same thing, get that chest nice and flexible, get your shoulders nice and limber. You want to get everything going. The last thing you would like to have, especially on a new year, is a new issue or a new problem in terms of injuries. You guys, there are things called wrist support, elbow support, knee support, lower back support. There's support for almost every area of the body. The question is, if you as a person feel like one designated area is weak or isn't able to stabilize these sets of exercises, don't be shy. Go and invest. It's better to waste $20 than it is to waste several hundred on an injury. Personal experience, and also the fact of the matter is I used to work at a chiropractor office, and half these injuries were so preventable just by easily stretching or warming up into them. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start off and kind of dividing up how you can hit the chest and what movements pertain to which area of the chest. Okay, so sorry about that you guys. I want to introduce you to my baby boy Falcor, the one and only. Oh, he's always loving. Alright, back to this. Okay, so the three sections to your Falcor, please. So there are three sections, okay? I'm gonna try to show it to you as good as possible with flexing, alright? Okay, so as you can see right here, it's tough to really tell, but long story short, the division is gonna come down through here. From here, it winds up to the middle, like right there, and the last bit's gonna be coming down right here, okay? These sections of the chest are built to, long story short, connect your shoulders into here, your shoulders into the mid, or your shoulders into the lower back. Everything is going to be utilizing your shoulders. That's why as you're going to start doing more chest exercises with variation, you're going to start to build both your shoulders. Alright, so the upper chest, alright? Upper chest is my favorite area. It's one of the hardest areas to actually hit and perfect. Not because it's not because of anything in particular, but I feel like form is what hits it the best. Alright, so how to hit your upper chest hard. Alright, long story short, let's give it really quick tips. Alright, your upper chest works with your shoulders primarily. If you're working on your shoulders, you're most likely going to be working at your chest. Upper chest, I should say. So with that being said, anything that's overhead press or in an upwards motion on a push factor are going to be hitting the upper chest. So most likely anything that has to do with the shoulder press, to an incline press, to an even a little bit more slanted incline press. The thing is that all the times when you're doing shoulder press, obviously you want to come down straight down to your shoulders. But if you're going to be working out on the chest on a platform like a Smith machine or something with an incline chest press, the key things you need to understand are your elbows control everything. Alright. Also, make sure if you're able to look at a mirror while you're working out, the heavier the weight, you're going to start seeing your shoulders come up. Like this when you're starting to push. Why? Because obviously your shoulders aren't strong enough, as well as your chest is not strong enough to push that amount of weight. So what they do is they start to recruit other muscles to help out with these exercises. Your shoulders should never come up like this while you're doing exercises. First off, you look weird, and second off, you're not going to hit what you want to hit. So the first thing you need to understand is that when you're doing incline press, keep the shoulders nice and locked. Try to keep your back as planted possible to the platform. That's also going to help out with your abs and your lower back because that helps stabilize everything. So then you don't have to use your feet to kind of push off. And also when you do that sometimes, a lot of people do get injured. You know why? because you're always pushing off with one leg stronger than the other. And what that does is it's going to pull your hips out of place. And when that happens, it's going to strain a muscle, or it's going to also affect you on the lower half in some way, whether it be tightness, a strained muscle. You can even get a herniated disc off of this kind of stuff. So be careful, you guys. Make sure you're stretching a lot. And if I were you, I'd stretch the lower back as well, just in case. A lot of people do use belts when they're doing heavy like chest press or anything, just because they know they're going to be pushing off with their legs, and it does apply pressure on the lower back. Heavy lifters, they've kind of like mastered it. I don't really like to do it all the time, but they kind of tuck their feet underneath their body so that it doesn't allow them to use it as much, causing them to just, you know, use pure force from the lower chest frame and just pushing upwards with your, obviously, your triceps. All right, so going back to form, your elbows control everything on any types of chest press. All right, the closer you come in, the more it's going to hit harder on that chest. The thing is, it's also going to hit the triceps even more. The closer your elbows are to your body, the more locked and perfectly positioned you are to get that chest muscle nice and constricted. Okay, so make sure whenever you're doing any chest press, you don't want to flare up your elbows like this, because that's only going to hit your shoulders. You want to make sure you tuck your elbows in nice and tight to where you feel is comfortable, and you want to do is just pretty much press and come down, press and come down, press. All right, so that's going to definitely hit your upper part. If you slant it down even a little bit more to like where it's like close, it's actually more than 45 degrees, going towards that 90 degree, like where you're hitting pretty much flat bench, you're going to start to hit more in the middle, and then it's going to start to hit the middle to the lower. All right, so the upper part of your chest is pretty easy. Just make sure you lock your elbows in and you push upwards. Now the thing is, like I'm telling you, is don't throb your head forward first off. It's going to pull a muscle in your neck. And second thing, like I told you, don't push with your legs. Make sure your body's nice and tight and push. All right, so now we're going to get into the mid frame. All right, the mid frame is very easy to hit. Basic stuff, like I said, most flat benching is just going to hit the midsection primarily. My advice to you is that, like I said, same thing with upper chest. Make sure your elbows are locked into place, your shoulders are aligned, not upwards like this, like a hunchback, but nice and aligned. And you want to make sure to push. As you can see, your chest is going to start to touch, and that's perfect. If you're using the cables or like, you know, anything with the Smith machine that's allowing you to kind of cross over, I highly recommend it. It's going to start closing up that chest, causing you to have that perfect chest frame where it's the chests are touching together. All right. So this is what I'm telling you. I recommend, if you guys are willing to like really hear me out, if you guys are really trying to close up that chest and get that perfect chest frame, I always start off with just doing basic stretches and then going into pretty much chest flies first. What that'll do is start to pump that blood into your chest and start to help out the definition simultaneously. So what I mean by crossovers are, I don't do these with dumbbells. Don't ever do them with dumbbells. I just feel they never work out. It's just uneven, and I feel like if you want a perfect chest, everything has to be even. So make sure whenever you're doing anything, your hands, everything have to be perfectly even, in my opinion. Not because I'm a perfectionist, but because at the end of the day, I feel like your hand positioning is everything. The wider your hand positioning, the more it's going to hit the wider. The inner is going to hit that inner. So, hand positioning and elbows. Please, once more, hand positioning and elbows. Two things you should look at every time you're working out, okay? So, going back to that. Most of the times when I'm doing chest flies, what I end up doing is I start off from the lower part of my chest, especially when I'm doing flat benching or anything that's like in terms of flies. I always start off with the lower part of my chest because obviously you can see it's starting to hit this and this. So now as I'm coming down, compress, switch, compress. As you can see, it's starting to compress. Perfect exercise to make you look super swole, super fast. You don't have to have a huge chest, but what that'll do is start to combine them, and that's the perfect diaphragm you want. This is really needed for anybody who's trying to go into physique building, anything of that nature, or if you just want to have a very like kind of a proportional body. That's my sense. I don't want to have a big chest with a little back. I want to have a big back with a big chest to complement it. Obviously shoulders are a big part of that too, so make sure you're working on your shoulders nice and good. All right, so now back to the lower part of your chest. Easiest thing in my opinion, Lower part of the chest is anything that's going to be coming down in a downward motion for your chest, like this. So there are a lot of machines where you're kind of slanted more backwards and you're pushing underneath your chest. What that does, it helps build that lower frame, as you can see right here. You can do those on the fly machine, in my opinion. I highly recommend them because you don't want to have a wide upper chest and not a wide lower chest, because what that does, it makes it look really uneven, and also makes it look like it's coming in like this, which is really ugly in my opinion. So make sure you guys are hitting your whole chest perfectly even at first. And as you build up, you can start to really notice the difference in which areas are needed more weight in. For instance, my upper chest needs more weight just because it's just harder to build more muscle there. So what I do is I go heavier on my upper chest and I go not as heavy on my lower chest. My lower chest is naturally pretty good. It doesn't touch, but it's pretty good for what I got. All right, so back to everything else of the chest. Your chest is a very important group of muscles, so make sure you're stretching them. All right. Avoid injury. Once more, avoid injury by stretching. Aside to that, you guys, have fun. Have fun while you're doing this. You go to the gym every day not because you dread it, but because you want to make yourself better. So when you go to the gym, have the mentality of what you want to do already. Sometimes it's too busy, sometimes too packed, or something's not there that's accessible that you want to do. Just make sure you have a plan and adjust to what's going on around you. Today, I've been going to the gym recently, around 5 or 6, and the area that I go to the gym in Golds is insanely packed, and it kind of doesn't motivate me to go because you see all these really strong people and you want to be at their level, but yet you're still building up. You got to believe in yourself and know that you as a person are improving, and it doesn't matter what people think about you. You're at least moving forward. Don't move back, you guys. Move forward, all right? It never gets easier, but you will become a lot stronger mentally and physically. I was never like this, man. Never. I used to be a complete soccer player. I was dirt skinny, you see my wrists? I was like this the whole way, my whole body. I used to be called chicken legs all the time. But you know what? I infused my passion for soccer and I translated it to working out. And it took some time for me to get into that passion / habits. But I believe in all you guys, and you guys have that potential to reach that what you want to reach pretty much. Some people just want to get in shape, some people want to have tonage, some people want to get ready for their weddings and stuff. It's all available to you guys. Just make sure you're moving forward and you're as well as taking initiative for your dieting. Dieting is going to be in my next video. I believe in it and I don't believe in it. I'm not a very ritual dieter, so I usually diet here and there. I kind of keep on a basic plan. My basic plan, in all honesty, is I eat heavy midday and I eat high in protein late at night, meaning pretty much my end meal for dinner is going to be usually steak and veggies, or chicken and veggies, something that's going to hit me with more protein than carbs. My lunch is going to be more carbs than protein, and then my breakfast is going to be carbs and protein at the same time. Everybody has the potential to be what they want to be. You just got to keep pushing forward and check out these videos. All these videos are my chest videos. Sometimes they're not perfect, sometimes they are. Just don't judge, you guys. Check it out. You'll see how my form is. I always look at my form first and then I proceed, and then just keep pushing through, you guys. I have a lot of wrist support and lumbar support just in case I ever want to not hurt myself. I'm very precautious with that kind of stuff. Doesn't make me a wuss, but it kind of helps me progress at a better pace than others because I'm preventative for injury. So you guys, please subscribe and like and check out these videos.